I wanted to share my story as a message of hope. My story started in my early teens. I struggled significantly with chronic aches and pains, poor concentration, menstrual problems, endometriosis, and a depression, which in my mid-20s turned into psychosis. When I married at 17, I was so ill that I could not stand in my reception line. At 19, I was told I would unlikely ever conceive. After 2.5 years of fertility medicine, I had a son 2 months premature. And a year and a half after that, my daughter was born, 3 months premature. The doctors warned us that I would start losing babies if we had any more, so we stopped trying. After my children were born, I struggled severely psychologically, and for the next 6 years was repeatedly admitted to mental hospitals. I was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder, bipolar depression, and even multiple personality disorder with over 30 different personalities. They told my husband it would only get worse and to leave me at the state hospital indefinitely for the sake of his children. For 12 weeks, I received electric shock therapy, which didn't help, and my husband demanded my release. At about this time, my twin sister's physical health had already reached critical. She received many diagnoses as well, such as MS, lupus, metal poisoning, and segmental myoclonus. Her pain was debilitating. She seized hard enough to dislocate both shoulders and break all the bones in her hand on just one trip to the ER. When her body did this, though, so did her lungs. For the last 6 months of her life, we had to give her mouth-to-mouth 20 to 30 times a day. And she used a wheelchair or 2 canes for many years. When the doctors couldn't fix it, they labeled her a drug seeker. In the ER, they strapped her to a board, and for 5 to 6 hours of intense seizures, they would periodically walk in to tell her that when she decided to be a good mom and quit being selfish, they'd let her get up. We carried her unconscious body into the ER 9 times to be met at the door with someone saying, "Turn around and go home. She's a drug seeker and not welcome here." Her husband, in tears, pleaded, saying, "How can you say she's seeking drugs when she's not even conscious? All we need is oxygen." She died of suffocation at home with a 7-year-old little boy. After her death, my physical symptoms got worse. I used canes, wheelchairs, walkers, and oxygen for 8 years. And for 6 of those years, I was completely bedridden and could not raise my blinds due to the intense pain that light caused me. My bladder quit functioning, requiring me to use diapers and catheters for over a year. I have had 36 major surgeries. I constantly produced internal abscesses and tumors. My immune was critical. My immunologist stated that even a common cold would certainly kill me. My bones felt like glass, and my skin felt as if it were on fire. The seams in my clothing were nearly unbearable. The muscles in my face, scalp, spine, fingers, every muscle that you could imagine would pull so hard that they would tear and bruise. Just like in this video. These contractions would cause so much pain and block the ability to inhale that I would frequently scream until I passed out, only to awaken moments later to start it all over again. My insomnia was constant, and 30 minutes to 2 hours a night was pretty good for me. At times, I would go up to 2 weeks without any sleep. That included no naps. We were desperate and went to our primary care doctor. He said I was the closest thing to Walking Dead he had ever seen in his profession. He felt I would not make it more than 2 more days. Destin called urging me to try Mexico. We did not believe it would help and believed that even the drive there could kill me, but my husband said he could not just watch me die like we had to do with my sister. So we boarded a plane the next day after kissing my children for what I thought most likely would be the last time. We arrived at Calzada's. I was in a wheelchair, emaciated, jerking, and even having trouble speaking and swallowing. I could not digest any food at all and weighed 79 pounds. He assured us he could help, and by the end of the day, I was able to carry on conversations with my husband. By day 3, I could walk, only needing a cane, and on day 5, I could walk and talk without virtually any pain, needing no assistance. My children thought I would not come home to them at all. But on day 6, I ran to hug them and was able to ride bicycles with them for the first time in their lives that they remembered. I have made a total of 7 trips, and life is better than my finest dreams. I am hiking, cleaning, teaching preschool, and have taken in my twin sister's little boy, as well as a struggling teen. I have waded through the depths of despair, the darkness of insanity, and suffered pains that I did not know one could survive. I was given all my dreams and spared my life by the skill and kindness of an amazing doctor. I owe him my everything, all that I am and all that I could ever hope to be. Thank you, dear friend.